It's what's on the inside that counts. I know this. So why did I get sucked in by all of this packaging? Hey lovelies, I am here today to share with you some of the products that I bought pretty much because of the packaging. Like, these are the products that I really just thought looked super pretty and I wanted them in my life. I would say that most of these, it was more about the outsides than the insides, which is so silly, and I will talk about that in a little bit, but I think that we have all gone down this road, right? You see something that looks really lovely and you want it in your collection, and I'm going to be sharing with you some of mine today. Some I am so glad to have, and some of them are definite regrets. So if you want to know all about it, that's going to be what I'm sharing today. Now, if we haven't met before, my name is Kelly, and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist. And here on my channel, I strive to keep beauty real. Real honest, real relatable, and real fun. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, don't forget to click subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. But let's get into some of this pretty packaging. Okay, so right off the bat, you guys are going to notice a theme here, and you probably won't be surprised. There is quite a bit of rose gold. There's quite a bit of rose gold in front of me. What can I say? I'm a sucker for rose gold packaging. That is definitely something that I'm learning, is I don't need every piece of rose gold, everything on the planet, but boy, I do really enjoy a good little rose gold moment. And that was honestly the #1 reason why I bought these lipsticks. The Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks. Now right here is the shade Pillow Talk, but I do believe that my first one was Bitch Perfect. And I have to say, I love the Pillow Talk shade. You guys know that the Lip Cheat, the Pillow Talk, and then the Super Size Me shade are some of my favorites. But as far as a lipstick goes, I mean, these are really nice, but I don't find them to be like overwhelmingly amazing. But the packaging is what is so pretty, and that's what drew me in. I wonder if like Charlotte's packaging has gotten increasingly rose goldier. Anybody know? Are these the same formula? I think that these are the same formula. Anyway, I'm starting to go on, but Bitch Perfect, like I said, was my first shade. This one is, I don't know if it's the shade or if it's the formula. Like, it doesn't look super matte as I apply it here, but it isn't the creamiest on my lips. So I do find that my lips have to be in really pretty good shape to be able to pull this one off. I'm sure that I got it partially because of the name, which is so ridiculous, just because I thought that it was kind of cute. But this packaging, man, Charlotte Tilbury just nails it in the packaging. I could honestly pull a lot of my Charlotte Tilbury into this video because it is so beautiful. I know just recently I talked about how the Film Star Bronze and Glow was like the first product that I got from her, and I was like coveting that beautiful little like compact. It just really makes you feel old Hollywood glamour, and the rose gold to boot. I just get drawn in. But these lipsticks are not my fave. I really can't see buying another Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. They're good, but they're not great for the price. If I was gonna buy a lipstick in this same price range, there are a couple other formulas out there that I would prefer. But don't worry, Charlotte's lip pencils aren't going anywhere in my collection. Gotta love those. All right, I'm just gonna keep going on the rose gold train here. Like, let's just get through a couple of these, but the LYS products, namely the like little like blush and bronzer compacts. So the bronzers are in the more mirrored finish, and the blushes are in the more like, what would you call this, like satin finish? I'm not even sure, but this more like matte metallic. Wow. Anyway, they're both rose gold. They're both really pretty, and I love the triangle. Now, I will say LYS is a brand, their ethos, the price range, you know, the clean ingredient deck, those things have all really drawn me in, but it certainly helped that they had cute rose gold packaging. I will say I'm not really disappointed. Actually, the bronzer has really been creeping in as a favorite for me lately, so I do really enjoy that. The cream blushes though, like, so maybe I need to pull these out more this summer, because I think that this is going to be a good time of year to appreciate the matte formula, because for me, I really like a bit of a dew. As you can see here, I feel like I'm looking a little sweaty, but it's actually just all like face glow. For once, it's actually a decent like temperature in my studio here. Usually I like a good glow, and you're gonna get more of a matte finish out of these blushes, and I knew that because it's called the Higher Standard Satin Matte Cream Blush. So it's not like it was misleading in any way. I just was like, yeah, cream blush in a cute little rose gold triangle, it needs to be in my life. I do have 2 shades of this. In retrospect, I obviously wish that I had just like maybe picked up one. The formula is beautiful, especially if you have oily skin, but I like a good glow. So I'm gonna have to pull these out this summer. See, this is why I love doing videos like this, because now I know I need to grab these this summer, especially on those hot days. This is gonna be a great way to have a cream application, but something that maybe won't be quite so sweaty looking on my face when I'm already getting sweaty. Boy, I hope that you're really enjoying all of this commentary. Let's move on. Another one that I got purely for the packaging. This is the Nars Orgasm Endless Orgasm Palette. First of all, you guys know how I feel about the whole like orgasm vibe, like let's move on Nars, but let's face it, man, this compact, I mean, you've got this like blushy moment. I will say it's past rose gold. It's definitely more like full-on rose, but oh, this is so pretty. So the only thing is, now granted, these are creams, which you guys know I love, but they are all like sort of glittery. And here's the thing, now if this was like, if it had a chain on it and it was maybe a little bit bigger and it could be like a little clutch that I would wear, I would totally like rock this, but what the hell? This is just gonna sit in my vanity all the time. Nobody's gonna know that what I put on my face came from this beautiful compact. And that is one thing that I'm learning, is it's like the packaging, when you apply it, the feeling, and I know that I talked about this in my recent Real Talk video with Natalia Lavrova. I'll make sure that that's linked if you guys wanna check that one out, but it's like, why are we buying things purely for packaging? Unless it's gonna be something that you really enjoy as you're applying and it makes you feel great, it's fun to use, but it's like after those like 2 minutes that it takes to put it on, it's going away. And so that is one thing I am really trying to get away from, buying things now just based on the packaging. And because I did buy this online, I didn't see it in store, I wasn't able to swatch it. I did not know that it had glitter in it, and I will pull this out and like swatch a couple of these. They're small particles, but it's still, I don't know, like the two lighter shades aren't bad, and I do have some glitter on my hand from lots of eyeshadow swatches. So these are pretty, but like, I mean, there's 6 shades in here, and I feel like once you get these on the face, you're not even really gonna notice the difference. They do have a nice creamy feel to them. Okay, as I'm going through here, this is again another one that I'm gonna need to pull out, especially since it's creams and it's probably gonna go bad soon. So I would say 3 of the shades in here are more wearable with less glitter, but 3 of them are definitely like glitter central. Like this bronzy shade right here, you've got to be ready for a bit of like a disco diva moment with that one, because you guys probably can't see it on the camera, but it definitely has quite a bit of glitter. So if I had swatched these in store, I don't know that I necessarily like would have picked it up. And just a quick mention, this is the little like liquid illuminator that came out in this same like launch. The liquid highlighter illuminator. It's pretty, but I mostly got it because of the packaging. And I really need to use these. Okay, I'm so glad that I'm doing this video, because it's like, all right, let's pull out some of these things. So this one definitely needs to be used. They were, I think, limited edition. I don't think that you can get either of these. Well, for sure, this one you can't get, but I'm pretty sure you can't get this either. And again, it's like, I'm not wearing this as my earrings. Like nobody knows that this pretty, beautiful frosty glass with the rosy top, nobody knows that's what's on my face. So moving on, gotta stop. All right, let's walk away from the rose gold for a moment. We'll probably step back into that world in just a second, but I think that this is the oldest product from this sort of theme, this whole like packaging theme. And some of this actually was like about the outside, but a little bit of like how it's presented on the inside as well, which is a whole other thing, right? Like we definitely have things that like the presentation on the inside we love, and sometimes we're like, what the hell were you thinking? But the product that I want to talk about with you guys is the Kat Von D Mi Vida Loca. Now this palette was quite coveted. It was limited edition. I remember snagging it and it came busted, and I called Sephora because there's one shadow in here that was like crushed and it was kind of all over everything. And of course, because it's sold out, they couldn't send me a replacement, and it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. So I still have this one with the crushed brown in there. I don't know if you guys will be able to see, but like half of it kind of exploded everywhere. But this, of course, I mean, this is beautiful. And you know, this was really from when Kat Von D was sort of at their high as a brand. And I really did like the eyeshadow formula, but I wasn't like super into the brand. I had the, oh, this was back when the contour palettes were a thing. I definitely had her contour palette. And honestly, I mean, I am glad. I mean, look at this palette, look at this packaging. Like Kat Von D, whatever you're gonna say about her, about all of those things, she always had some beautiful artwork, and this is So pretty. The problem is A, look at my hand now. Like, I cannot get this like shattered powder off. Like, I guess I could like try to take a makeup wipe to it without getting the shadows wet. Maybe that's what I'll have to do at some point. But this is also so big. It's so big. I found that I never really pulled it out because at the time where I was living, I was pretty much just doing my makeup on my bed. And it's like, trying to pull this out and like juggle it on my lap and not get it all over my blankets, like, ah! So it was kind of a thing. And, you know, I mean, when am I gonna like pull out this Mamma Jamba? So part of me feels like I should just like do one look with it just for old time's sake, but it's so pretty. I don't want to get rid of it, but I don't want to keep it. But you know what I mean? That's what starts to happen when you're like, this is so pretty though, and I know it was so coveted. But I'm definitely learning. The thing that I learned from this is A, don't buy something because of the outer packaging, and B, I will not use huge palettes. Like, you guys know that I really like the Kathleen Lights and ColourPop So Jaded palette. That's just a smidge smaller than this. And that one is like so cumbersome that it's like, I just kind of forget to pull it out because it also isn't in my drawer where I can like see them all like lined up because it's too tall. Like, I can't fit this in my drawer. I'm just starting to rant now, but I'm definitely learning smaller palettes and palettes that aren't just pretty on the outside, they're pretty on the inside too, which this one is, but you know what I'm saying. All right, moving into a couple products that I'm gonna put together in a category, and that's like themed or like, what would you call it? I guess I would say like collaboration launches. So here we have the Kiko Milano blush. This is from their Wonder Woman collection, and then I have the Ciate London highlight from the Jessica Rabbit collection. Jessica Rabbit and Wonder Woman, I love them both. They're badass chicks. And I just really, I don't know, the vibe of these ladies speaks to me. So luckily, I really like both of these products. So the Wonder Woman blush, now I did a video using this. I think I actually used it a couple times, but this blush is amazing. I tell you, I've gotten a few products from Kiko Milano now that I really enjoy, and I would very much consider like doing a full face. I'm thinking about doing that at some point. Let me know if you'd be interested. I feel like Kiko is technically drugstore, but like not exactly drugstore prices. They're like on the higher side of things, but this blush is so pretty. This they don't make anymore, but this is the Starlight Blush in Athena Strategy. And I remember I got this and also like a lip stilo, like a creamy lip product that is actually really nice as well. So luckily, both of the products that I got from this I really like, but I mostly got them because of the packaging. I did try to pick out colors that I knew that I would like. In fact, by the time I got around to it, I feel like there was a good bit of the collection that was sold out, but I really do like this. So I guess this is one that worked in my favor. But again, it's not like everybody knows, like Wonder Woman. It's not like I'm walking around with my blush on and people are like, she's got Wonder Woman blush on. No, nobody knows. Same goes for the Jessica Rabbit. Now, I actually got this on super sale. After it launched, I was like, I don't know Ciate, like as far as their formulas, I've never used anything from them. The eyeshadow collection did not draw me in, or the eyeshadow palette from this, because it had like purples, which I don't really wear a lot of purples, but this blush, I mean, the only thing is the embossing on this. So here's even more ridiculous. So like the outer packaging, so cute, just, I love Jessica. But the inside embossing is so pretty. But the minute, I mean, I've used this like twice, but the minute I go to use this heavily, it's going to like, the embossing is going to be gone. But this really is a very pretty highlight. Actually, let me swatch both of these so you guys can see. So I will do the highlight on the top and then the blush on the bottom, just in case you wanted to check either of these brands out. I will say, I would definitely do more Ciate. Actually, at this point, I have tried some Ciate eyeshadows and they were decent. Like, not in my like top 5 brands or anything, but they were decent. But I mean, that highlight is super pretty, and the blush, oh, so pretty. So luckily this was one of those situations that worked out for me. But again, as much as I love this, it makes me happy to pull it out. And of course the color is called Roger Darling. How cute. So it makes me happy to pull it out. I avoid using it though because of the embossing, but it's like, this is so dumb. So dumb. Use it. I should just use it and enjoy it. I definitely need to do that. So I really need to do one of two things. I either need to get over it and start using my products that are embossed, or I need to realize that I shouldn't buy products that are embossed because I will feel bad about using them, which is ridiculous. I am not what I would consider a makeup collector. I am someone who wants to use the makeup that I have, and so just having stuff sitting around to look at is silly. So y'all better say goodbye to Jessica's silhouette on the inside because I really need to start using this highlighter. Okay, so here's another slight generalization that if you have been into makeup for at least a decade, you've probably gotten drawn into, and that is basically any MAC limited edition release. I've got 3 here to talk about. So this was holiday a couple years ago. Now I will say I was wanting to try this highlight for a while. Everybody was like losing their mind over it, and then when it came out in this beautiful, again, kind of rose goldy packaging, this is the Whisper of Guilt Extra Dimension Skin Finish. This is, again, it's embossed, but the little snowflake action on it doesn't like blow up my skirt, so I don't feel bad about using that. But this is one that, oh my gosh, everybody was talking about this, and there's that one Amrezy highlight that Anastasia did. Like, these were kind of, if they weren't out around the same time, everybody was sort of like comparing them, but this is this like very golden, almost like a peachy golden. I really should probably pull this out now because now that summer's here, I've gotten a little bit darker, but again, like the packaging totally drew me in. The highlight is almost too gold for my skin, like most times of the year. I think now I could pull it off. So not only did I get drawn into the compact, but the little collection came with a brush as well. This is the MAC 104 SES. I don't know if that's like, that means much. I wasn't that like gaga over MAC, but this, I mean, I will say this is actually a really nice brush, but the only problem is like when they're shorter like this, I lose track of them. If you know me, you'll know that I have many, many brushes sitting here, and I lose track of this little baby because she gets buried underneath some other brushes. But I don't even remember what I got this set for. I think at the time I had my like MAC Pro discount. By the way, you can, as a makeup artist, get a discount with MAC, but you have to pay an annual fee for the subscription. And I was like, I'm not really buying that much MAC anymore. So I let that go. But I do like the brush. It's so small though that it's like, it just doesn't get pulled out very much. The compact I do like, although I really need to start pulling this out now. It's interesting how most of this I'm finding that I should probably pull out this summer. We'll have to see if that's a continuing theme as we go through here. But the other products that I have are the lipsticks. Now I actually talked about this collection when I did my live bronzer declutter because I ended up decluttering the bronzer that I had with this compact. I love this sort of like water droplet aqua look. This is the lipstick Steam Heat. This was another summer launch. I really love this packaging, that like ombre. I almost decluttered this as well, but I didn't, and I'm glad that I didn't because every time I wear this, I get so many compliments. It's a beautiful red color. So no regrets as far as this. By the way, this other shade here is Goddess of the Sea. Again, I think by the time that I got around to getting on the MAC website, getting it when the launch happened, this was like one of the few lipsticks that was left. It's a like kind of purpley shade. I really should like pull it out, but to me this is a little bit more of like a fall tone. Steam Heat should probably stay out for the summer, but it's like this limited edition packaging, especially because MAC does a lot of like special edition, limited edition packaging with products that they already make and that you can already get. So that was the case with Whisper of Guilt, although I feel like they've like launched it, pulled it out, launched it, pulled it out. So I don't know, like I can't remember the last time I bought a MAC product other than Fix Plus, which I still really do enjoy. Oh, I do really like those Glow Play blushes. Okay, maybe I'm lying, but for the most case, I don't get drawn into the limited edition releases from MAC. It's just not a brand that like I really vibe with that much anymore, and I just started to realize that, again, I'm not carrying the packaging around with me. It doesn't matter, and I mean, they're pretty, but they're not exactly like the most expensive feeling either, and I think that that's one of the things too. And so I think a lot of people just don't really like fall into the MAC hype with the limited edition launches anymore. They're sort of they were what ColourPop is now, where it was like there was launches all the time and people just got over it a little bit. But also most of the formulas I'm not just like gaga over. I don't really dip my toes into that anymore, but I really need to pull out some of these and enjoy that pretty packaging that I thought that I needed. Here is one that's almost like a full brand, the way that they do their packaging. This is Aether Beauty, and Aether centers themselves all around like crystals because they're actually like charged with gemstones and crystals. So they really get into like the benefits, if you will. I haven't done a lot of research into the benefits of crystals actually in makeup or things like that, so I can't go down that road with you, but if crystals are your jam, you might really get into this brand. But I really like the packaging, especially these face palettes. This is truly what drew me in, like, oh, this like faceted packaging. Now, I will say I really do vibe with the ethos of the brand as far as like making things more sustainable for our planet and healthy for us. So however you feel about the clean beauty realm, I think there is also something to be said for brands that really take a stand in environmental causes. And that's what I love about Aether is the palettes are all recyclable. All you have to do with any of the palettes is remove this little hair tie. Well, it's an elastic, but you could, I saw that the owner, she like made hers into a little hair tie, which you could totally do. And then the whole palette is fully recyclable. And I really enjoy that. Now I will say, I do really like these cheek palettes. I have the, which one is this? I have the Amber cheek palette, and then this is the Ruby cheek palette. Now, the one thing that I would say that I kind of regret, I mean, first of all, cheek palettes, I guess for like a quick weekend away to have 2 blushes and 1 highlight is really nice. I don't steer towards cheek palettes a lot, and I know that, like, I know that. So I don't do a lot of these anymore. Now, the one regret that I would say that I have is when I decided to try the brand, they were doing like little like duos with a discount, and I got the duo with the Amethyst Crystal Gemstone palette. And I don't know if they were like having like a limited sale or what it was, but I think I just like clicked added to cart, and it was so silly because I got the Ruby cheek palette, which I thought was the Amber cheek palette, which it is not. And then I ended up getting the Amethyst palette, and I've done a review with these, but you guys know I'm not a huge purple person, and for some reason I thought that I was getting the Rose Quartz palette. So I just really was not paying attention. I don't know what the heck, I don't know what I did, but I picked this palette up. There was a discount for bundling both, but I just don't reach for this palette because of the shades of it. And it is a very good average eyeshadow formula. I will say I actually really do very much so enjoy the quads that I have. Like this little topaz palette, I really love. This little group of shades is totally my color jam, and I really do enjoy this one. I also have the ametrine one, so those little quads I really like, but this one I just don't pull out. And the Aether Beauty formula, I would say, is a really good run-of-the-mill eyeshadow formula as far as what you get out of the shimmers. The mattes are really nice. They are a little bit more of like that drier formula. They're not like a super creamy formula. It just depends on what you prefer. And the shimmers are nice. They're probably as good as any other basic shimmer out there, but they are not going to be like crazy performing like indie shimmers. Well, I mean, this is an indie brand, but like they aren't going to be like some of those like high-end shimmer formulas. And that's okay because you're really paying for the ingredient deck and really the sustainable packaging, some of those things that go into this. So I don't have regrets, but I wish that A, I'd paid more attention when I originally bought what I bought on the website, because I did go back and buy the Amber Cheek palette when it was on sale because I really wanted this more like peachy vibe story. But again, this is a brand that most of it I'm glad to have. I do really enjoy the quads. I think that these are super cute. They make a really nice gift. I saw that they're on sale right now. So these are really nice. The cheek palettes I really do enjoy. I should have been more honest with myself though, in knowing like, yes, the packaging is super cute. It's totally my jam. It's peachy. It's like a little bit sparkly. It's so cute, but I just don't reach for cheek palettes that often. In fact, I can't remember the last time that I used this one. This one needs to go into a Shop My Stash because it is very pretty. I am definitely learning not to buy face palettes, and that's hard because I find that like face palettes tend to have a little bit more like extra oomph when it comes to the packaging, so that's what draws you in. But it's like, don't do that. Don't do that, Kelly. You're not going to use them as much. You're not going to pull them out. So I'm definitely trying to not go down that road anymore. And I really need to look at what the hell I put in my cart. I'm sure this one's going to go to a lovely home at some point. I do really think that this is a good quality formula. If it is important to you, the ingredient deck that you're looking for, if you were looking for something that is definitely environmentally friendly, this is a great brand to check out. It's just that the shadows aren't quite as high impact as what I like. And I don't think that that's necessarily like the branding that Aether has. Like if you look at their Instagram, it's very like glowy desert babe kind of situation. So these are nice. You just aren't going to get like a major kick in the pants from them. And I found that out now, so I probably won't be buying any more Aether eyeshadows for sure. We'll see in the future what the brand has, but I just have to stop with the like crystal inspired packaging. It's so cute, but it's not needed. I'm not carrying it around with me again, so gotta calm down. Okay, last one on the list. It's rose gold, and guess what? It's a flippin' face palette. This is the Sigma Rose Glow Cheek Duo, and this was from their holiday collection. Hello. I wouldn't say that this is necessarily rose gold. This to me is more of like a champagne-y. It's kind of rosy, but it's mostly champagne-y. No regrets in this. Like the inside, I don't know, the inside has a little bit more rose gold. I don't know, but like you have a nice highlight and this beautiful blush. Now, I will say no regrets with this. This is a very pretty formula. I also found that it was a great dupe for a high-end product that I also have in my collection. So I will make sure to have that video linked down below where I go over the entire Sigma Rendezvous collection. I do also have the eyeshadow. I think it was like a quint that came along with this. It's great. The Sigma formula is great. I will say I'm actually probably excited that the packaging drew me in on this because I hadn't tried Sigma makeup in a very long time. Like originally when they came out, it was mostly the brushes that everybody was talking about. And of course now Sigma has really upped their formulas. Their eyeshadows are beautiful. And this face duo, I really do enjoy. It's so pretty. I'm glad that I tried it out. That Rendezvous collection, I have no regrets. I don't regret a single thing from that collection. The lip glosses were nice. The eyeshadows were nice. Again, I'll make sure to have that video linked down below if you do want to see it in action for some Sigma inspiration. I feel like I got a little rambly there, and I think that that's because I start trying to like not justify myself, but like explain where I was coming from, sort of like dig deep into my own brain and my own thought process as to like why I spent the money on these products. As you saw, a lot of them, it ended up working out in my favor, but there are definitely some where it's like, okay, other than getting that package in the mail, opening it up, seeing the pretty packaging, using it a couple times, and then it gets put in a drawer where you never see it and you never enjoy it. And maybe that's just because I have so much makeup. Maybe if you are someone who has a very small curated collection, you really do enjoy the packaging of your products more. You'll have to let me know down below what your thoughts are on this whole like packaging influence. I don't even know what to call it, but you'll have to let me know your thoughts. I would really be curious. But that's going to be it for today, lovelies. I had fun sitting down. This was definitely inspiration to keep a few of these products out. I'm actually going to keep a few out for my Shop My Stash because some of them are very summer worthy, so that's going to be good to do. I hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks for spending some of it with me, and I'll see you really soon.